Well, joining me on the program to discuss this, of course, forthcoming protest that quite a number of Nigerians, might be engaging in the coming days is Omoyele Sowore, the convener of Revolution Now. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Sowore.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show tonight.
Yes. Let me start by saying that your social media, handles have been awash. I mean, lately of the call for a protest, you actually went as far as also stating some of your demands in this protest. I mean, I would just want briefly, just an overview. Why now?
Well, the question is, why not now? And why have Nigerians waited until now to confront these issues that are existential in nature? What I mean existential in nature is that it's like the government of the day or successive governments over these years, particularly now, have decided to wipe Nigerians out from the surface of the earth with some of the most egregious economic policies, lack of competence in dealing with issues affecting Nigerians. And that is why Nigerians across the country, you must have noted for the first time, this is something that is nationwide, asking to end bad governance. And they have decided to introduce one of the hashtags as Day of Rage. And we have been organizing since 2019, specifically to end a system of oppression in the country that have destroyed the humanity of an average Nigerian.
I mean, you like you said, the tag of your protest is End Bad Governance, Days of Rage, and of course, they are still on your demands. You captioned it non-negotiable demands.
Yes.
I mean, before we even get into the details of these demands, I mean, was there any form of consultation? Before this, I can say about 15 items here. Was there a round table? How did you come up with this list of demands on behalf of Nigerians?
Well, these demands were an upgrade from our demands in 2019. We had 10 of those demands in 2019, and we have been asking Nigerians over these years, because we, have always done an anniversary of Revolution Now, what they really want. And even as recently as 2 weeks ago, we sent out questionnaires to people on social media to say, what are the most important things for you to make you feel like you have a country that you can call your own? And these are the demands that were formulated from there. And in asking for these demands, you can do a general poll yourself if there's anybody opposed to this demand. Not a single person so far, except, of course, those people in government and their cronies. So, but what we're saying is these are demands that are non-negotiable, that regardless of where we go going forward, these demands are going to be the basis for relating with a Nigeria of the future. So this is nothing new. This is what we've always discussed 34 years ago. I've been fighting strong.
Sowore, are you there? Okay, I think we lost you for a moment. But let me dive into some of the demands. Part of it is to scrap the 1999 Constitution and replace it with the People's-Made Constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria through a sovereign national conference, immediately followed by a national referendum. Another list, or another item on the demand says, toss the Senate arm of the Nigerian legislative system, keep the House of Representatives, make lawmaking a part-time endeavor. I mean, looking at some of this, some items look pretty bogus, and some look like the current administration
Which one is
seem to be working on it. For instance, restructuring of Nigeria to accommodate Nigeria's diversity, resource control, decentralization and regional development, and banditry. It's not specific enough in terms of being tailored for some that have gone through it, saying that, look, how realistic are some of these items?
Well, you are saying they are not specific. Is it not specific that we asked for a new constitution? Is that not specific that we junked the military constitution that was put together by the military by a decree in 1999? That's not specific enough. That we're asking that we should have a unicameral legislative system. That's government 101. Is that not specific enough? Is it not specific to say that you pay Nigerians a living wage, workers, a living wage, not 70,000 naira, but 250,000 naira minimum for Nigerian workers? Are not specific.
Okay, let's talk about, for instance, restate a corruption-free subsidy regime to reduce hunger, starvation, and multidimensional poverty.
Yes.
Right now, the hardship many Nigerians are facing is as a result of the removal of subsidy. And you are, of course, stating it, I think it's item 7 here.
Yes, we're saying that you should restore. We didn't say remove. You said reinstate a corruption-free.
That's what I said.
Yes. So we are saying...
But that's what is already... I mean, we already have a subsidy removed, so...
No, we are saying you should reinstate it. I don't know if you understand what it is then. Maybe you didn't get...
Okay, you...
We're asking them to reinstate a corruption-free subsidy
regime. How will that
regime.
work is my question.
So that the money that is saved from there goes to the people. There's no country in the world. There's no country in the world that don't subsidize their citizens. You understand? None. Nigeria subsidizes its enemies. You understand? But they don't want to subsidize the people of Nigeria. The reason why Nigerians are drowning now is because the only thing they enjoy, that subsidy on petroleum products, which affects everything, you took it away. The only people who are having a laugh and whose bank accounts are swelling on daily basis are state governors, because they are getting more allocations every month, which they immediately convert to dollars, and still they're all flying private jets across Nigeria. The Nigerian people over whom they're flying are dying of hunger. What is too much to ask for? Is that not specific enough?
Let's talk about protests that have happened in the past, because I remember before this conversation, I had talks with people as regards what they feel about this protest. And the feeling or the feedback I got is, we've seen this happen in the past and nothing seemed to come out of it. What will make this one different?
Well, I don't know who you were talking to who said protests don't have impact. Let's go back to just as recently as NSAS. Do you know how many people in Nigeria who were held up in police stations across Nigeria who were released because of NSAS? Shortly after NSAS, I was detained at the place they call Abattoir in Abuja. It's a very notorious police station. When I got there, I was told that over 700 people are packed inside one detention hall. By the time I arrived there, only 74 people were detained there. And because I was detained there and they knew I would talk about the place, they released over 40 the day I was released. This was January of 2021 when I was detained there. So how can you say that protests don't work? Is it not protests that brought about the new democracy we have in Nigeria in 1999? Maybe you can argue that you can't call that real democracy considering the people who are operating the democracy. So every time people protested in Nigeria, something happens. In fact, the mere mention of this protest alone, this protest that is coming, is making Nigeria, was it not during the announcement of this protest that they called labor and said, come and get your 70,000 minimum wage, right? Is it not during this period that they told you that, oh yeah, the Port Harcourt refinery is ready now? Is it not this protest that has forced them to say, well, the Dangote refinery that we told you is almost complete doesn't have a license? So we haven't even started. They're already running head tasket. How can you say protests don't work? Protests will work, and they will work better if majority of our people will come out of their shells, abandon their fears and face up to their oppressors.
Do you think
Protest
that
is
will
working
happen?
in Kenya.
Do you think
Protest is
Nigerians,
working in
do,
yeah.
I mean, do you think Nigerians have come out fully of the effect, from NSAS? Are they really
But
convinced
it's
that
not
if we hit
there's
the streets this time?
the people who made NSAS into what it is those in government. And unfortunately, it is those people who cause the criminality during NSAS that are now in government, the Bola Tinubu government. They are the ones who removed the cameras at toll gates and invited the soldiers, Sanwo-Olu, to shoot at innocent protesters and kill them. It is not the protesters that caused that. So the protesters have recovered. That is the reason why they are calling for another protest. But the people who did it will never recover. I can guarantee you that. And you can go and put it down. There's no reason for us to be arguing here on TV that NSAS did not work. That's how you started. That maybe protests don't work. And then next, we are saying that have people recovered. The people who should recover have recovered. The people who have not recovered, we are fighting for them to get justice as well. So, and we will not stop until our country is liberated. And this is the most peaceful one that we're embarking on. The people have, there are other countries who have issues that we have. They will go into guerrilla warfare and fight it out. But Nigerians, well, the leaders of Nigeria are probably blessed with the people of Nigeria that they always opt for peace. It's the leaders who opt for war to suppress the people.
All right, now let's talk about Bashir Abubakar and Junaidu Abdullahi, two young, vibrant Nigerians. I know that you sort of gave an update on this particular, cases. You said that Bashir has been released, but you're still following up with that of Abdullahi. Would you want to speak on that?
Well, they were arrested. One of them was a TikToker. I think that's the Bashir, the Abdul Salam. I don't remember his name, his alias name. You mentioned it now. But Bashir Abubakar was arrested on Friday for selling T-shirts with End Bad Governance. And we sent a lawyer, one Harun Magashi, Esquire, who's based in Kano. He went there and got him released today. But the DSS, in their lawless manner, requested that he should go and bring all the T-shirts that he made. And, they want to confiscate it. We told the lawyer not to let that happen. If the DSS is interested in the T-shirts, they should pay for it and buy it. There's no need stealing from the poor. They've always been doing that. And with regards to the other person who was sent to prison, it was also the DSS that arrested him. Quickly ran to court. Yes, Abdullahi, yes. They quickly ran to one of their kangaroo courts, got the judge to remand him in prison. We've sent a lawyer there to go and obtain information that we can use in getting him bailed out as soon as possible. So nobody will be left behind. And I'm using this opportunity on your show to call on anybody who is a lawyer out there, doctors who are willing to help with whatever might be legal and medical issues during the protest. For as long as it lasts. And all Nigerians, those who may not be able to participate, who can assist people, please assist. This is for you. This is your country. We want the country to work for the people of Nigeria and not those who have always destroyed it. So this is our commitment, and we will not back down until these commitments are fulfilled, sir.
You're still watching Politics HQ, and of course, I still have with me Omoyele Sowore. We are discussing the forthcoming protest in Nigeria, and still with me. Thank you for staying with me.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's look at some reaction to this call for a protest. This morning on News Central, for instance, we spoke to the chairperson of the Labour Party in Rivers State, Hilda Dokubo, and she was asked, about how, she felt, for instance, about the protest, and she seemed not so much enthusiastic as regards the protest. She even made reference to the NSAS protest and, in a way, sort of questioned the outcome. So this also poses the question as to reactions from the government and government officials appealing to Nigerians not to embark on this protest, saying that the government is abreast and there are policies and initiatives on ground to address some of the issues, even highlighted, in your non-negotiable demands. I'd like you to react to that.
Well, I don't want to react to individuals whose views they're entitled to. So I don't know who this person is, but what I'm focused on is what Nigerians like myself and others have been working on to make this a success. And that is what is going to be very important. With regards to the reference to governments that they said they have met some of the conditions uh, that are in our demands, that's not true. These conditions, you read them out. If you know of anyone that's been met, you can let us, you can say it now on air, but these conditions have not been met. And we have made it clear that they are non-negotiable. That is to
But civil
say,
society groups, for instance, have started pulling out. Some of them, social cultural
well,
groups, they are pulling out.
the civil society groups you are referring to are not the ones who declare the protest. How can you pull out from a protest that you did not organize? So there's going to be a lot of transactions involved. Nigeria, a lot of them will go and collect money and say they are pulling out. If you didn't organize a protest, if you didn't call for a protest, how can you call it off? So this is their transaction season for those hustlers, but I don't want to waste time on that. You should let us focus on the fact that people are eager to put their feet onto the ground and reclaim their space. That's what is most important, not things that are irrelevant. I when I was in the university in the 80s and early 90s, whenever we call for a protest, there will always be a group who call themselves peace committee and others who would say, oh, don't participate. The government will give them money to go and put newspaper adverts. They have never stopped us from doing what we have to do. And to be honest with you, we respect those people too who feel differently. And we understand that some people are also very fearful because of the very terrible nature of the government we have in Nigeria today. But we're just assuring them that nobody should be afraid. Don't worry. This is going to happen. It's going to happen very well. It's going to happen from every corner of the country. And we just want to advise, those in authority to understand what is coming their way. And we also want to caution security agencies to behave themselves because this is also about them, but I'm not in any way uh, trying to appeal to any security agencies that, if this protest is over, you're going to get better paid. No, you're not different from other Nigerians. So it is your duty not to turn your guns against them. If you do, you know the consequences as well. Because this time around, people are tired of being oppressed by the oppressed.
All right. I would like you to also react to what Bayo Onuga, presidential spokesperson, did post on X. He wrote quite a lengthy post with a caption, revealed Peter Obi supporters that people planning mayhem in Nigeria. Obi should be held responsible for anarchy. But I would just like to skip a bit and go down. He said the protest planners are also the same people who were instigated by IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu to launch a destructive NSAS protest in Nigeria in October 2020. NSAS began as a genuine protest by youths against the special anti-robbery squad, notorious for its high-handedness. IPOB members planning to extradite the southeastern region from Nigeria infiltrated the protest and hijacked it from their own agenda. I know that Nnamdi Kanu's release is also an item, on that you are demanding on that list. I would like you to react to this.
Look, I know Bayo Onuga very well. I worked with him before when we were students. They found the bedrock of the very progressive media, using Tempo, the news, and those newspapers in their staple to fight for progress. But I guess this is what happens to people when they grow older in life and they just miss their way. That's the way I see Bayo Onuga. This misguided, long tirade. It wasn't something that I expected of him. But what do you do about people like that? Is to ignore them. They're just one person out of 250 million people. Let them do their job. That's his job. That's what he's paid to do. If he doesn't do it, they'll find another person who will do it. In the past, it used to be Fanny out there and the rest of them, but where are they today? They are all some of them jobless, some of them have moved on, some of them have even turned back to activism. It's still, I don't want to worry about these individuals. We're trying to save them too from themselves.
Now, currently, you are in New Jersey, and you're calling for a protest in Nigeria. How do you intend to be part of this?
Well, you ask the question, I guess, so that you can you can help expand the very rules that because I'm not in Nigeria, I should not have a right to call for a protest. I've always participated in protests. I've participated in over 200 protests, and the world has gone beyond physical engagement. How are you
So
talking to
are
me
you
today?
saying you are not going to be in
Wait,
Nigeria
wait.
physically?
Can you listen to me? Can you listen to me? How are you talking to me today? Virtually. 20 years ago, do you know how much you have to pay just to talk to me directly on TV? I have to go and sit down somewhere, So I am not here to defend whether I'll be there or not. We wait until then. But what I'm saying is that it's irrelevant.
So there are chances that you might not be physically on ground.
I know where you are. I know where you are headed. You're hedging. You're hedging. This is natural. You want to use that as part of how to discourage people. But what I'm saying to you is that I'll be
how discourage?
No, because no, wait, just calm down.
It's just a plain question. Will you be around physically? Yes or no?
What I'm saying to you is that I will be part of this protest fully. And you should be satisfied with that question, except you have other intentions.
All right, Sowore, let's go on a quick break. And of course, when we return, we will we'll continue. But I understand that we are pressed for time and we need to go with you. Thank you so much for making our time.
Thank you very much for having me,
All right,
and
Omoyele Sowore.
we'll see you on the front line soon.
All right.